Hey y'all, Carolyn here from Pink Punkadoo, and today I started my art journal page by using a straw technique. I'm like a lot of people who work on their art journals. We don't have everything planned out to a T. We may have a general idea. Sometimes we have no idea. My only idea on this page was to put some scribble sticks, which are heavy pigmented, get some water on it and blow it with the straw and see what would happen. That's what I did here. Unfortunately, part of it is off camera so you can't see it, but if you hang on, you're going to see it in a minute. I think of this straw technique as the opposite of the drip technique, when you put pigment at the top of your art journal page and squirt it with water and let it drip on down. And I wanted to send it flowing in the right direction, so I did put a couple of streaks of water up there with my water pen, but then I let the straw do the rest, and I don't worry what's going to happen. We'll just work with whatever shows up. It's easy to add more color. I'm just dipping my water brush right on the pigment and then dipping it on that water line, because it's going to work like watercolor, where you can kind of paint with water and then drop pigment in and let it flow. And that's what I'm doing here. When the pigment isn't as dark as I want it, I just add a little more. I'm adding multicolored little splashes and splatters here because it gives it movement. It causes your eye to travel around the page. And I knew that I wanted to add some contrasting color, so I thought I'd introduce it here. In between colors, I squeeze a little water out from my water brush and wipe it on the paper towel until the water comes out clear, and then I can go on to a new color. I decided to add some metallic paint. I'm using a gray scribble stick, a pigment stick, and so I thought I'd use a silvery acrylic paint to splatter here, and then I got Silver's best friend Gold and I splattered it, and they just had a splatter party and it was great. I'm just swiping off the extra paint on an art journal page. I like to do that for two reasons. One is I don't like to waste my paint supplies or my paper supplies or any of my supplies. And secondly, it's an interesting background for another art journal page, a little surprise to spark an idea. To add some pattern and texture to my spread, I'm going through my jelly prints and I'm pulling out something that works, and I'm just tearing little pieces off, kind of to match what I've done with the scribble sticks, and I'm just going to adhere that down. I decided the orange didn't work at all. It's kind of like when you go shopping and you try something on, it's so cute, and you put it on and it's like, oh, it's terrible. That's what this orange was like. So I went shopping in my bag of jelly prints and I found something that I thought would work. Just like when you go shopping for your materials on your art journal page. I'm going to stamp this bee on tissue paper. I like to do that because you can go around it with water and a water brush and then just tear it out. And those jagged edges kind of make it meld right onto your paper. You have to use a waterproof ink, and I used Memento Tuxedo Black here, but any Versamark or any sort of watercolor ink would be fantastic. Here's my fancy flower technique. What you do is you get some scribble stick and you scribble it on your paper. And then you get a darker shade and you scribble that on your paper. And I don't know why, it always seems to look like a flower. I think it's kind of magic. And then in a moment, I'm going to get some India ink and I'm going to just kind of sketch around it, and it makes the flower come alive. But look at that. I think it looks just like a flower, maybe a butterfly. But I use that a lot. I'm just making an impression of a flower because that's somehow more realistic than actually trying to paint something real for me. And on this spread, I don't think a real flower would make much sense. To finish off this art journal spread, what I'm doing is I'm journaling about the Bible verse, seeking the Lord with all your heart and you'll find him. And, kind of like making a beeline to him, just like this bee is swooping up to that flower. I hope you try this straw blowing technique. It would work with any water soluble things, scribble sticks, watercolors. It would even work with acrylic if you got them wet enough. It gives you an organic shape and is a lot of fun. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I'll see you around. Take care. Bye-bye.